Hi there. In today's video, I want to walk through an AI coach that was sent to me in a WhatsApp group today. I've never used it before, but I thought I would take a look at it given I've seen more of these popping up online. And while I'm certainly in favor of helping people in their careers as a product management career coach, I'm seeing these tools come around. And so I figured it would be helpful to take a look at them and give you perspective from someone who has acted as a coach for a number of years for hundreds of product managers around the world. So let's take a look. So we're looking at the Nia, your free career companion. So it says it's available 24/7 on WhatsApp to answer your questions, share jobs, review CVs, prep applications, run mock interviews, recommend training, and more. So certainly saying that it can do a lot. And it's all kind of chat based. Says join 6,000 plus people. Let's take a look at some more of what it's promising before we get started. So how it works: get unlimited personal career advice powered by AI, created by humans. I'm hoping it's created by humans. The free career companion is designed to help you every step of the way. So start a chat on WhatsApp, scan the QR code, get help with your career, answer questions, share new jobs, review CVs, applications, run mock interviews. That'll be interesting. Boost your skills, set new goals, and so much more. Succeed in your chosen industry. So we're going to choose product management as the industry. The more you chat, the more it helps. Anyone, anywhere, anytime. 15 million plus job openings. I'm wondering where they're sourcing those from. 10,000 plus free training courses. Same question. Top features: free career coaching. So it's AI is available to answer any of your career questions, but here are some of our most popular features: job search, CV resume review, mock interviews, cover letter drafts, career planner. And I guess they're using screenshots here. So it's very text-based. Free training finder. And then we have some testimonials, which I'm not going to read. I believe everyone deserves to succeed. So some messages from the founders. How do you start using it? What careers does it help with? No matter your background or career stage. Is it completely free? Yes. For now, I'm assuming. Some recommendations may be for paid training programs. Okay, so that's where the income is coming from. What makes it different? Carefully train with the sole purpose of helping you to succeed in your career. Is my data secure? Yeah, it's held securely. Compliance with GDPR. Chat to your career companion today. All right, let's get started. It wants me to open WhatsApp, so I will do that. So here we are in WhatsApp. I'd like to chat to Nia. So it's given me a bit of a starting prompt here. I'm going to say, all right, is it going to let me type? Okay, I guess I just have to start the chat first with that prompt they gave. I wasn't able to kind of start it myself. Okay, I'd like to chat to Nia. Okay, hi, you're chatting with Nia, your career companion. How can I assist you today? Hi, nice to meet you. Always be polite to your AI. I'm looking to grow my product management career. How can you help? I'm letting this respond in real time to start, but I'll probably speed up some of these later just to see how long it takes to hear back. Again, I'm working with an AI, and maybe this asynchronous communication is something that's good, but obviously when you talk to a person in real time, they'll probably respond right away. Okay, so nice to meet you too, James. Growing your career is an exciting journey, and there are several ways I can assist you. Resume and LinkedIn profile enhancement, job search, interview prep, networking strategies, skill development. Let's go. Career path guidance. Can't display something because it has to be on my phone to view the message. So I'll take a look at that from my phone. All right, so learn more. We'll tap this. Your career companion, help you succeed. Continue. Okay, no more endless internet searching, just AI searching. Straight to my phone, update your CV resume. So it seems to just be more onboarding information that was on the website. Draft cover letters, emails, and more. Get interview ready. Complete a mock interview using voice notes or text and get valuable feedback ahead of time. All right, try some of that. Okay, so that response is sent. Let's go back to the WhatsApp chat. can't continue this on my computer versus the phone. I just find that if I was typing to a career coach from my phone all the time, I'd probably want to say a lot, and using my phone to type would be quite arduous. Okay, so I like to get started with the resume in LinkedIn, right? It's what it's suggesting I start with first. Not what I would recommend. I'd probably say let's start first with understanding a bit more about you and your career background. But let's see what it has to say. Again, I'm just going to let this go in real time a couple of times to see how long it takes. Okay. Great choice, James. Let me just expand again. Let's start by enhancing your resume and LinkedIn profile to showcase your strengths in product management. Resume enhancement. Achievements. Highlight any specific achievements or projects you've led in product management. Skills. Include key skills. Metrics. Use metrics to demonstrate the impact of your work. LinkedIn profile enhancement. Headline. Make sure it says your role, expertise, summary, capture compelling summary, endorsements. If you have a current resume or LinkedIn profile you'd like me to review, feel free to share it. I can provide specific suggestions for improvement. All right, let's try that. Here's my LinkedIn profile. So the suggestions that it made there, high level, not very specific, not something unique that I can't find somewhere else online, I think. And so I'm not really sure yet where the value is coming from at this point. Skills, I mean, like including key skills, but how you show them, I think, is something that's more important than just, should you include a list of skills? I normally advise against that for clients because most recruiters aren't just going to look at a table of words, and it doesn't actually, beat the ATS as some people think. All right, so I'm still kind of waiting. I'm really curious to see, am I going to have to take a screenshot of my profile and send it, or is this AI actually visiting my profile right now, which is public? And collecting some feedback? I actually have no idea. So it's been almost a minute here, which if it could turn this around in a minute, I would be really impressed. So maybe I'll end up speeding this up. Oh, okay, here it goes. It seems there was an issue processing your LinkedIn profile. Let's try again. Please ensure the link is correct and formatted like this. That is. Okay, so we'll try again. I'll just type it out this time. LinkedIn.com/in/James Ganaka. Let's try it this way. And we'll see how long this takes. I'm really curious to see what kind of enhancements it suggests. I feel like I have a clear headline that states what I do. Now, I'm not actively looking for a product management job, so it might suggest some changes, which is fine. I do have an about me, but it's more about my work as a career coach. Endorsements, I do have some of those. I think it's somewhere between 50 and 60 skills associated with my profile in various roles. So I'd like to think that I'm starting from a relatively good place, but even still, it'd be interesting to see what kind of suggestions it makes. The thing that's missing, though, it's not talking about the banner. It's not talking about your profile photo. It's almost assuming that these are things that either you already have done, or maybe it thinks the relative priority of those profile attributes aren't as important. In terms of a headline, though, yes, this is a piece of content that goes with you everywhere you go and interact on LinkedIn. It shows up next to you when you search, etc. Okay, so this took about 1 minute. They've processed my LinkedIn profile, used it to enrich my profile. We can now generate a resume, find relevant jobs, and improve your bio. Okay. I'm asking if it had any suggestions on my LinkedIn profile. That's what it said it was going to do earlier, was if you have a current resume or LinkedIn profile you'd like me to review, feel free to share it. So I shared it. And then it said, we've processed your profile and used it to enrich your profile. So the information that they know about me. I may have them generate a resume. That'll be interesting. Or find relevant jobs. We'll take a look at that next. Let's see. It's taking about anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute to get responses. Oh, okay. So it was, here we go. Now they've done it. All right. Okay. Let's see it's breaking it up by experience and education. Okay, so let's break it down. So we finished reviewing your LinkedIn profile. Headline, assessment. The current headline effectively communicates the main role and experience, but it's lengthy and maybe overwhelming. Fair. Recommendations. Shorten the headline to focus on the most impactful elements. Prioritize the product management coach role. Highlight key expertise areas. Alternative headline examples. Product management coach, ex-Amazon leader, empowering PMs to excel. I don't know why I would capitalize excel in their careers. I haven't worked on Microsoft Excel, although one of my favorite products. Experienced PM coach, Amazon veteran, helping product managers thrive and advance, product management expert, yada, yada, yada. All right, I think these are quite subjective, but I don't have any major concerns with this other than the use of capitalization of all words. Experience, assessment. The experience section effectively showcases a strong career progression in product management. Thank you. With detailed achievements at Amazon and other companies. What's good right now? Clear progression from entry level to senior roles. Detailed descriptions of responsibilities and achievements, especially for Amazon roles. All right. Quantifiable metrics and specific project mentions. Great. What could be improved? Add more specific achievements or metrics for earlier roles. The earlier roles that are on my profile don't have to do with product management, which is why that stuff isn't there. Consider consolidating some of the most recent overlapping roles for clarity. Makes sense. Although, again, not something that I would want to do. It's very intentional how I have my profile set up. And then variations that could be added. Group similar roles under one heading. I don't know that you can actually do that. So coaching and community building, like I probably wouldn't do that for the mind the product position that I have listed or the coaching business that I run. I do have a separate business for ProductSphere, which is obviously the community effort. So I probably wouldn't want to combine those. Key achievements section at the top to highlight the most impressive accomplishments. I'm not sure if that's like key achievements for each role. There isn't really a way to add a key achievements for all of your work experience, especially like individual jobs. Include more details about the impact of coaching and community building efforts. Valid feedback. I could be adding more of those there. Education. The education section contains minimum required information, necessary improvements, add specific graduation dates or years or both degrees. I don't think that there's a reason to disclose when I graduated. That potentially could introduce age bias, so that's why that's not there. Consider including any relevant coursework, honors, or extracurricular activities. It's interesting because I'm pretty sure my profile includes that I was part of Alpha Sigma Nu, which is the Jesuit Honor Society. Extracurricular activities. I don't recall if it's still there or not, but I was the vice president and then president of the American Marketing Association chapter at my university. Okay, so that's the detail. Now, here are some more suggestions. So these are pretty high level and quite generic, but these other ones, I think they're valuable. So if I were to give this a 5-star rating for just the LinkedIn profile feedback, I'd probably give it a 3. It's missing any mention of the profile photo. It's missing any mention of the banner photo. These are both valuable pieces of visual real estate for you. It didn't say anything about the about me at all. And it didn't talk about my skills specifically, calling out, how many I have, or it's basically just hitting headline experience and a little bit on education. Honestly, unless you're someone who recently graduated from university, I don't think education content is going to be that valuable. All right, so what are we going to do next? Thanks, Nia. First off, remember to be polite to your AI. Can you help produce a resume for me based off of my profile? I'm really interested in this part. Okay. Let's see how long this will take. I'm just generating your updated resume. This can take up to 30 seconds. I'm almost wondering what the basis is that it's going to create the resume off of. I think you're just a little over 30 seconds now, Nia, but that's okay. If I was making a resume from scratch for someone, it certainly would take me longer than 30 seconds. I know that. Okay, so about a minute. Here's your updated resume. Your customized resume has been generated based on your LinkedIn profile and work history. It highlights your experience as a product management coach, your roles at Amazon, and your achievements in leading product teams and launching successful products. It also includes your education details, emphasizes your skills in product strategy, user research, and agile methodologies. Would you like me to generate a personalized message to a hiring manager or assist you with anything else? Let's see, before I respond, let's go back to what it was suggesting it wanted to do. Okay. So next, I'm going to ask it to help with the job search while we take a look at this resume. All right, so I'm going to ask, can you help me identify some jobs that are a good fit for my profile so I can apply? So I want to see what kind of recommendations it makes based on what it knows so far. But while that happens, let's take a look at the resume. Okay, so it downloaded it in a document. Let's open that up. All right, so I've got the resume here. My name is quite large. It puts my location here. I don't know what this placeholder's from. Let's see. Seasoned product leader and career coach with 11 plus years of experience in product management, including 8 years at Amazon. So great. It's hitting kind of years of experience, which I think is valuable. I probably wouldn't include the 8 years at Amazon as kind of a headline thing for me. I'd probably lean more into the types of products I've worked on, industries, etc. Distinguished track record of launching globally successful products, including all this stuff. Expert in scaling product organizations with demonstrated success in leading teams of 12 plus and managing products used by millions of customers. Amazon. Then it's talking about my interview and hiring experience, some founder work, proven ability to drive substantial business growth. So not bad. Not using first person, also something that I would recommend. And it's hitting kind of the highlights here, which I suggest. I'm happy to not see a table of keywords anywhere on here. So before I go into the experience, let me so here it is. Here's the skills. I normally advise people not to include this section. I actually don't think recruiters or hiring managers find any value from it at all because there's no evidence to support any of these skills. And the evidence really is in the content and the bullet points that you share in your CV. From a styling standpoint, I'm also not seeing anything that's, super great. I probably wouldn't ship this out without making some design changes. Let's see if it's actually using styling attributes. Okay, so this is like a heading. Let's see, is this a subheading? What is this? List bullet. Yeah, so say I wanted to change the styling of this to be red. Would I be able to update the style for it? Maybe make that. Yeah, so what I find a lot of people do in their CVs is they don't spend time actually applying style properties to different things. And this can make it really hard to make design changes. The benefit of doing styling changes. Which one did I use for this? I think I use. So you change. So heading 4. Probably would not do it this way, but heading 4. Now say I change this red. And now I can say, okay, update this. So now it updates all of the heading 4s to be the same style changes that I make, but that's not how this one was built. But that's not super important, but valuable if you're going to be making resume adjustments. But just the overall layout here, like everything's left adjusted. It got it to a page and a half, which is good. I definitely wouldn't suggest anyone ever go over 2 pages. My actual resume is under is one single page, which I'll pull up next for comparison. I'll actually do them side by side. Let's take a look at that. All right, so here they are side by side. We have the Nia AI one on the left and the last version of mine that I made some edits to in 2024. And let's compare them. So as I said, like I got mine down to a single page and you can see there's use of color here. I'm not dedicating so much space to my name and the contact information, but general information is there, including my website, my LinkedIn profile, which interestingly is not included in the resume here. Perhaps that's what this placeholder was for. Yeah, interesting that like it's including my number twice. Summary, you can see how I've kept mine quite concise by comparison. But overall structure, like summary, professional experience, affiliations, certifications and awards, and education. So it's really like picked up none of that affiliations or certifications type stuff, which you might find on my profile as well, which I can pull up later. Let's look at some of these bullets, right? Let's look at Amazon. right? So led team of 12 product managers delivering 1.4 million in 48 hours during 2019 devices launch. What do I lead with here? Hired and led org of 12 product managers, senior product managers, and group product managers. Then I also say define, execute, and optimize online product experience for Amazon Echo and all this other stuff. Optimize customer onboarding. Well, let's have a look at my LinkedIn profile and see what it's actually getting information from. Just zoom in here, scroll down. And we'll look at this role. So led and grew a team of 12 product managers, marketing managers, and people managers focused on Amazon Echo. So I actually haven't gone back and updated this. I focused more on my resume, emerging devices. Again, hired and developed team, led product experience. Okay, so that does kind of lead with that. Negotiated Prime Day exposure, responsible for creating, delivering teams' monthly and quarterly roadmaps and prioritization. Drove launch experience for all smart home products, launched Amazon Echo and Alexa on Amazon Business, and all the skills associated with that. And then we'll switch back over to these two. You can see it's basically just transposing information, but it's probably not sequencing things in any sort of strategic way. I do appreciate that it has sequenced things the way that I would probably sequence them. Right. So here's another thing about resumes. It doesn't have to be in the chronological order. So like my progression at Amazon is something that I want to position in a specific way. So it doesn't actually reflect the time in which I worked in certain roles. So you can see on my resume, I actually don't disclose the years I was doing different things. I just kind of bucket it all together over a roughly 8.5 year period. Let's see what else is in here. So it excluded the additional roles, which is fine. I actually don't think these add a whole lot of value, which is why, again, they're just kind of couched together. But yeah, I did work for an additional 10 years in marketing and advertising before becoming a product manager. Education. Yeah, like there's just the formatting here is just really basic. I don't include the Korean language and literature on my resume because it adds zero value in terms of applying for PM jobs. Now, could you argue that it demonstrates something more that I've done besides just my core education? Yes, but I would rather give more visibility to things like, having been published on Mind the Product or awards that I've won, or that I'm a coach. I've spoken at different events, things along those lines. And then, yeah, again, it has this skill section and it's just got this huge blank space, which I don't think works well. If this sort of section up here was maybe taking up less space, I would definitely shorten this very verbose summary. I think some styling changes. You could get each of these sort of row headlines to be 2 lines instead of 3 lines. And then you could probably end up getting this down to a single page. So that is the resume and the LinkedIn profile. What's next? Okay, so we're back to Nia now. Overall, from a resume standpoint, I'm going to give it like a 2 stars out of 5. I think it would require a lot of additional work. I don't think the bullet points that it pulled out based on my LinkedIn profile were compelling at all. Maybe that's just because of the information that it fed in. I don't see a lot of value in probably giving it my full resume and having it redo it based on what it shared. And so I'm going to skip that and say, hey, I probably would not recommend using this for my resume. But let's go back to what it was suggesting next. So we were talking about job search. So absolutely, James, to find the best job opportunities for you, could you please confirm your desired job title and location? This will help me tailor the search to match your preferences. Well, it should already know my location based on my LinkedIn profile, and it kicked out a resume that said I was in London. So it already kind of knows that I'm there, or at least it should, but it doesn't seem to be like connecting those dots. So I'm in London, looking for product leadership opportunities. I would assume telling a human coach. This is a coach. I wouldn't want to say that it's not. I've also got the phone app side by side in case it's asking things that I need to look at my phone. Okay, so searching different jobs. This is going to take about 5 minutes. So it's 11:31. We'll check back in after 5 minutes. All right, so it did say I can continue my conversation while it works on that because it can do more than one thing at once. Okay, what does interview preparation entail? I'm curious to see how this works. I think I read earlier that you have to do like voice recordings and send it through. So we'll see how that works. Here's what it said about interview preparation. We can work on mock interviews and prepare tailored questions to help you ace your interviews. All right. Practice answering common interview questions in a simulated environment to build confidence. Tailored questions. Prepare specific questions based on the role and company you're applying to. Receive constructive feedback on your responses to help you improve and refine your answers. Learn about the company, its culture, and the role to tailor your responses and show genuine interest. Great tip. Tips on body language, attire, and how to handle tricky questions or situations. And you can voice note your responses to questions, and I'll provide feedback. I want to start with some practice. Because no, I don't have an interview coming up. Now it makes me wonder, will this AI keep track of, how many ongoing interviews I have? Or is it something that I could tell it which jobs I'm interviewing for, and will it kind of know that and be able to recall that information? As a coach, this is something that's actually quite difficult to manage and keep track of, right? So I work with my clients and I try to understand what interviews they have coming up, when they have them scheduled. This helps ensure that, on the day of their interview, I can send them a message, wishing them well. But sometimes they're progressing on things without letting me know. And so if I don't know that, then I can't step in and give them some feedback or some motivation. All right, so it looks like it's come in with some roles here. What was sort of the timing? So I think I asked for that at 11:31. It's almost 11:34. So it's pulled in some jobs here. It seems to be using LinkedIn. So there's a group product manager at Orpheum. There's a product director, head of product at Agic. There's just a PM role. It doesn't say where in this one right here. Oh, it looks like it's Meta. So yeah, so Meta, they don't disclose leveling in their product manager title. So product manager could be, 1 all the way up to like 10 years of experience plus and still be called a product manager. Pro tip though, look at the years of experience they require to get a sense of like the internal leveling that they do. Senior PM at sports at Crypto, another PM at Meta job, VP of products at Numi. Shout out to Numi and Mark Long. So this is a recruitment agency who I know the founder of. All right. So, and they have another thing around job alerts, which is showing up on the phone. So if you want to be notified of new product leadership roles, let's take a look at that alert. How frequently do you want to set this alert for? Every 2 days. Set job alert. Great. Let's start. I'll come back to the job listings in a second. Can you describe a time when you led a product team to overcome a significant challenge? What was the challenge and how did you address it? Feel free to note your response or type it out, and I'll provide feedback and suggestions for improvement. Okay. I should probably plan an answer for that rather than just trying to come up with it in real time. Because in a real interview, this is the type of question you should have a story prepared for. So what was the challenge and how did you address it? So I would probably be thinking about a story where I was leading a product team at ExpressVPN. Significant challenge had to do with the utilization of an ML model to predict churn. And we got feedback from our leadership that they wanted to validate that it was worth continuing to invest in. So there's more to that story, but honestly, I haven't thought about it in a while, so I'd probably practice this. And rather than spare you the details of me working through it in real time, I'll come back to this one. But let's look at one of these jobs. Let's go through kind of the job application process. Group product manager. Let's see. So in the summaries of these jobs, it's connecting the dots between my experience and the role. Let's see. Talks about how long the role has been posted, how many applicants it has. Learn more and apply. Let's open this. It's redirecting. Takes me straight to the job description page. From here, I'm pretty much just on my own to figure it out. I'm interested. Let's just apply with the resume it gave me and we'll see what happens. The file name was your resume, so probably could do a little bit of personalization there and put my name in it. How does it actually do with respect to pre-filling this application? So instead of my actual email, it did this. So I'll just pop that in there. London, yeah, the number is not working, but I blame the ATS for that. Oh, well, that's weird. You know, yeah, these forms, like I'm assuming if it's here, that means I don't need to type it again, but for some reason it's there. Okay, it's got my experience. Okay, so it's not entirely accurate because what it spit out was not entirely accurate, but I don't think it's a big deal, so I'll keep it all in there. Didn't grab my LinkedIn, despite, oh, that's right, because it wasn't in the resume. I don't know why this is asking for my resume again. Why would I do it twice? This is an ATS, so message to the hiring team. Hi there. I'm testing an AI career coach and applying with the resume it gave me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I don't know if anything's going to happen from this. It'll be interesting nonetheless. Yes. Salary expectations, 1 binary. Yes, I expect a salary. No need to tell you how much. What's my notice period? No notice period. How many years of experience? 5+. Okay. How would you best describe senior management? What is the largest number of employees you directly manage? 10 to 20. English level, fluent, degree or equivalent? Yes. Industries. No. HR at Amazon. Tech. Yeah, that's good enough. And submit. Not expecting to hear back on this one, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. Subscribe if you want to get more updates on what happens here, because certainly if I hear back within a couple of days, I'll maybe post a new video about that. Leave a comment down below if that's something you would want to see more of. All right, let's go back to WhatsApp. So just links me over to there. Doesn't really give me a lot more guidance on what to do. It's just kind of telling me about learn more and apply. What else do we got here? Networking strategies can provide tips on how to connect with industry professionals and expand your network. So let's check this out. Give me some networking tips. Here's what I'm hoping it's going to suggest. I'm hoping it's going to suggest some events maybe that I could go to here in London, maybe some communities I could find online, maybe, you know, a way to reach out to people within my network for some support. These are probably starting places that I would come from as a coach. So let's see what it says. Networking is a powerful tool for career growth, especially in product management. I think you could say that about any industry. Here are some tips. Leverage LinkedIn. Regularly update your profile. I'm not really sure how that is tied to networking, but okay. Engage with posts. Attend industry events. Meetups like Product Tank. Ooh, shout for Product Tank. Nice one. I'm not sure if it's pulled that from my profile because that's mentioned there, or if there's something else. Join professional communities like Mind the Product or Product Sphere. Okay, one of those is a community I run. So kind of low effort there. Reach out for informational interviews. It's not suggesting any specific person. Offer value, follow up, be genuine. All right, well, I'm going to dig in on the industry events. So can you suggest some more industry events? Let's see if it has any other way of making suggestions, because I have a link on my website. I'll put it down in the description below of all the product events in London that I recommend people check out. I'm not expecting this AI to kind of put that together and suggest it, but maybe there's some others that it has. All right. So here's some top product management industry events you might consider attending. So ProductCon, I mean, I guess it happens around, it's actually happening here in London next month. So I'm surprised it's not suggesting that. Like if I'm going to suggest something to a client, I'm going to say, well, first you should go to the free ones, right? ProductCon, it's a ticketed event. So you're going to have to pay hundreds of pounds to go. And then it says industry, the product conference. I actually haven't heard of that one, but not happening here in London. It's not mentioning anything about price for these. Mind the Product, known for its engaging talks and workshops. Hey, come on. Mind the Product is having the Mind the Product conference in London in March, right? So I would expect that to have been mentioned. New York Product Conference scheduled for May 4th, 2023. So that's almost 2 years ago. Again, AI is probably relying on old data. And then UX Product Management Case Study Conference. All right, so what about local events in London? Where I'm based. It'd be nice to have like links to meetup groups. This again is what I would provide my clients. As I mentioned, like here are specific ones you can go to. And for clients I work with who aren't based in London, I could do similar research on their behalf. Again, hat tip to Product Tank, which has local events in over 200 cities around the world. Most likely there is a Product Tank chapter wherever you live. Here are some local product management events in London you might find interesting. Product Con last year, 2 years ago, on the Product London. Okay, there it is. Product Ops Summit, also 2023. You got anything else? So here's what it's not getting. It's not getting the product group. It's not getting Crap Talks. It's not getting Product Unleashed. It's not getting Now Next Product. And these are all just from memory here. It's not mentioning upcoming Product Tanks here in London or meetup groups. It's biasing towards conferences, and clearly it's ones that have already taken place in the past, or it's ambiguous about ones in the future. Now, in theory, I could go and click through and find this some of myself, but I'm kind of expecting this AI coach to do some of that work for me. But I get it. It's a free one. Okay, so networking strategies. We got 2 more to go through. Let's look at skill development next. Can you talk to me about skill development? I'm intentionally not giving feedback to this tool. Another challenge as a coach to work through is how do you get feedback from your customers? You know what's working and what's not working. Certainly, this video will serve as a point of feedback for the folks developing Nia. But okay, so skill development is crucial. Yes, okay, especially in leadership roles. Key skills are this. Ways to enhance your skills include this, workshops, yada, yada, yada. Okay, yep. Make some recommendations, please. Now, if I recall correctly, this is where the monetization comes in, right? So I'm expecting it's going to give me some links, probably affiliate links. I'm also seeing now in this URL, there seems to be a typo. I wonder if this is accurate. Well, yeah, it worked. Maybe they just forgot the O in London in their URL, but so be it. Okay, here are some training recommendations to help enhance your product management skills. Coursera, Udemy, LinkedIn Learning, EDX, and General Assembly. Now, it's not clear if any of these are affiliate links. Oh, seems to be fine, but my guess is that WhatsApp has it built in to where when I click this, it actually, what it's showing me and what it actually goes to is going to be different. It might have a redirect. Nope, just go straight to Coursera. So if there's some kind of, no, it just goes straight to Coursera. So if it has some kind of affiliate link, it's not something that's easily discernible to the user. Let's take a look at this Demi one. Courses in draft mode. All right. So number 2 is no good. Number 3, LinkedIn Learning. Just gets right into it. Okay, just starts playing. What about another one? Leadership skills for product managers. Can't seem to find the page you're looking for. Eesh. I try my best to QA my links before I send them to customers. Page not found. So what is that? 3 out of the 5 didn't actually link to a correct course. So yeah, like the value that I'm getting here from the AI Not super great. And also, if this is kind of like where the monetary value is from a product standpoint, like where they're actually driving business value for themselves, they're probably still working on this. All right, let's go back up then. So we've talked about resume, LinkedIn profile enhancement. We talked about job search. So finding the roles, I think that's fine. I don't think it did much more than me going and searching. It did kind of give some, loose suggestions about why my background might be a fit for the role. So 3 out of 5 stars. No guidance or support on application strategy for those. Interview preparation, haven't got to it. I think that's something where I need to prepare a story. So I'm probably going to do another video for that. Subscribe if you want to see that. Networking strategies. Yeah, this is like a 1. Essentially, give me some generic advice I could find from an article, not suggesting who to go talk to. Events were missing, were outdated, were sometimes years in the past. Skill development courses that it's suggesting that I take. Out of 5 links, 3 of them link to page not found. And some just kind of dropping you straight into the start of a video course. Career path guidance. This is what we'll wrap up with. Okay, Nia, to wrap up, can you give me some career path guidance? I'm going to give it a specific question too after I kind of see what the initial prompt is. Let's go ahead and draft that. So, should I continue my coaching practice as a full-time business, or should I seek a full-time product leadership role? How should I go about assessing this decision? So, quite a consequential career decision, right? Do you stay kind of doing what you're doing now, or do you go pursue something else? Or what other paths might you consider? Let me actually ask that as well. What other paths should I consider? All right, so before I send that one, let's read what it's saying. I'd love to understand your situation a bit better. Feel free to use voice notes if that's easier for you. Here are some questions to get started. All right, so I'm just going to save this draft message for them and we'll try the voice notes. So, current situation. Can you tell me? Let's just do this in real time. Hi, Nia. So, about my current situation, I've been coaching full time for the last year, so not currently full time employed. I'm considering a change, but I'm not really sure what I want to do next. In terms of current level of education and work experience, I thought you already knew that, but I have 12 years of experience in product management. I have over 20 years of professional career experience. I have a bachelor's in business and marketing. What am I currently doing? I'm currently coaching product managers. What I really enjoy is helping people achieve outcomes that matter to them and then celebrating in those achievements. My strengths involve strong ownership, deliver results. These are Amazon things, I know. I have a lot of empathy for the people that I work with. I love helping and connecting with other people. And I like working on products that I'm really passionate about. In terms of what I'm currently doing that I don't enjoy, I don't enjoy having to do all the financial work of running my own business, but it doesn't take a lot of time. What are my weaknesses? So growth areas / weaknesses, when faced with decisions where I kind of have to influence someone that I disagree with, that's really challenging. It's one of the hardest parts of being a product manager. And so what I really enjoy about working on my own is the freedom to kind of make decisions based on the information I have, and being able to kind of reject someone else's opinion if I choose. Short-term career goals, next 1 to 2 years. Well, for me, it would just be growing my business and helping more PMs. Long-term career goals, maybe eventually training other people how to be great career coaches and help other people. What kind of work environment do I thrive in? Collaborative, fast-paced, supportive. Kind of what's my ideal work-life balance? A healthy one, right? Where I can kind of ebb and flow between work and life. Ideal salary range. Let's just go with 150,000 pounds plus. Are there any specific industries or roles you're interested in? I'm interested in technology predominantly. Consumer technology, I'm more on the B2C than B2B. Non-negotiables. I don't want to leave London. I don't want to go work for Amazon or a big tech company again. and I want to stay in product management. I hope that answers your questions. All right, so we sent it a 2.5 minute clip to answer those questions. It's almost 11:53. Let's see what it comes back with. Okay, just a minute later, let's see what it has to say. So thank you for sharing such detailed insights. You're welcome, Nia. Potential career paths: expand your coaching business, product leadership in a mid-sized tech company, consulting, advisory roles, and then some actionable next steps. Go network, build skills, explore partnerships with other coaches. That's fair. Set clear goals. I do that. Resources, online platforms. Use LinkedIn, Coursera to upskill. Clearly, it picked up on the financial management thing. Local meetups. Yeah, would have been great if you suggested some local meetups that I could go to. Your passion for helping others and your extensive experience in product management are strong assets. By focusing on these, you can continue to grow and make a significant impact in your field. All right, let's get some real advice here. Should I continue my coaching practice as a full-time business, or should I seek a full-time role? How should I go about assessing this decision, and what other paths should I consider? This gets into the meat of really difficult career decisions, very consequential ones. And let's see what it comes back with. So I have my own framework for this, which I'll cover in another video, but let's see. So deciding significant decision. That's right. Some steps and considerations to help you assess your options: passion and fulfillment, financial goals, work-life balance, growth opportunities, exploring options, hybrid approach, where I, do both. I'm not a fan of coaching as a side hustle. That creates this unnecessary tension between helping my clients and doing my full-time job. Consulting. Yeah, I explored that. Advisory roles. I don't really understand how that's different than consulting, at least from the context that it gave here. And decision-making frameworks, pros and cons list. Simple. Scenario planning. Okay. Seek feedback, talk to people, trial period, test the waters. Okay, these are all fine decision-making frameworks. Nothing really to be concerned about there. Ultimately, the best path is the one that aligns with your values, goals, and lifestyle preferences. Take your time to reflect and explore your options and trust your instincts. If you need further guidance or support, feel free to reach out. What else can you help with on this? What else would it suggest I do? Or I'm kind of wondering if it's going to say, hey, go write this or answer questions, and then I'll help some more. All right. So I guess it interpreted my question as back to the high level. What does Nia do? I'm not going to go on with the decision-making support or goal setting. I feel like decision-making support, I already have a good idea of what it's going to suggest. I'm not getting the sense that it wants to prompt me to get deeper into helping me make a decision and how to lay those out. It's kind of giving me high-level guidance and just leaving it to me to go and figure out what to do next. All right, so that was about an hour with Nia AI as my free career coach. And so we did resume, we did LinkedIn profile feedback, we got some recommendations for jobs, we talked about upskilling, we talked about networking, we even talked a little bit about managing difficult career conversations. But what do you think? Would you use something like this? Did you get some value out of understanding how this might work for you? I'm really curious to see what happens with that job application I submitted with the resume that it gave me. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. And definitely would appreciate feedback on this video and any other suggestions you have of things you'd like me to try out. Thanks so much for watching.